I think we should. Oh, yeah, we're live now. Just wait for people to get in here. Yep, this was a real business trip.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Beat down.
W one of them. I did too. I thought they were gonna hang 100, man. I thought they had.
I
I thought they had it.
I thought Blake's was going to. He had that wide open
I know, right?
swing. I thought he was going to knock that one down too.
Yeah. Hold on, let me share this. Yeah, we are live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, that was that was a show.
That was lovely. That was
Yeah,
lovely.
that's nice.
Twitter is messing up right now for me. I'm trying to get this live out. Ryan should be joining us shortly. But got my guys Eric and my guy Adrian here.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all joining us.
No problem.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to share this out. So I'm just trying to figure this out because Twitter is bugging right now.
Nah, that was a good win, man.
Man, we will take it. We will take a lot. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's because of the zone and whatnot." Bro, anytime a team plays like this, you gotta just
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta take it for what it is. Like that. That's how we're supposed to play against these teams.
With
Right.
being how they
I mean-
played over the past, month and a half or so, I don't care if it was the zone. I don't care what team it was. I don't care who the opposing coach was. I needed to see some bully ball. Like that's what I needed from this team, and they're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when they are able to play like this, I mean, I'm not talking like knocking down 15 threes. I don't think they'll knock down 15 threes ever again for the rest of the season. We, before I remember before the UNC game, Zion, I told you had asked me what was the one thing I needed to see, and the one thing I needed to see in that game was a hot start.
Yeah.
And that's what propelled them in that game, and that is what propelled them tonight. Like them getting off to a fast start, most teams can't keep up, man. It's
Oh, Texas Tech lost.
Now
Yeah.
we probably won't shoot where we can get 15 threes a game, but another game this season. But I think we can get it, man. Like this team, I think this team tonight, and there's been a couple other games where we dispelled the rumor that this team can't shoot.
Yeah.
I think that's dead.
But
Especially
I don't
got
want
guys
to.
like AJ.
I don't want to cut you off, but we got to do our intro. So.
Oh, okay, go
My
ahead.
man.
Nobody outside of Kentucky cares about that rivalry.
Exactly.
Our rivalry.
Who cares about wins 2015 or 2010? And everybody is saying 2015. So
Just got back up here, Durham, a couple days ago. So been in the gym a little bit. Me and Joey been in the gym working out together.
As Duke fans, as Duke coaches, because I get excited over there, even in my suit, I'm grabbing Coach Tyler's leg, like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. A rare second episode this week, but the season is winding down, so we got to do it. Definitely shout out Mel. Shout out Mel, of course. That's the we have to do it. But yes. Oh my goodness, 97-72. The Duke Blue Devils probably the best offensive performance of the season. We say,
Yeah.
Just complete dominance from start to finish. And I mean, Paolo, we saw Paolo back tonight. Mark Williams, 28 and 12. AJ Griffin, 6 threes. I mean, what more can you ask for? Start us off, Eric. What are your thoughts?
Bully ball, man. That's what I needed to see, and that's what they gave us. They've been playing down to the competition a little bit over the past month and a half or so, and I felt like they needed that win where it's like they kicked the door in and said, no, you're not beating us tonight. No way. They got up to a hot start. I believe that it got up to 31-9 at one point. And they, took them out of their misery. The first, opening into the game. I love the fact how the fans were still standing a good 5 or 6 minutes into the game. I love that. Like they couldn't buy a bucket.
My guy Adrian, what are your thoughts?
Affirmation, man. This is affirmation of what we knew about the team, which is they can play any style they want. Like Eric was just talking about, the one thing that we kind of struggled with was bully ball, and we needed to see that, and we saw that today. We've been seeing it since we've been, we were harping in January about how bad of a team this was rebounding and all that, but the past month we've been amazing on the boards, and then to be able to hit threes the way we have, the way we've been able to score points off turnovers the way we have, this we're peaking at the right time. This team didn't peak back against Gonzaga. That's the nice thing to see. So I think going into the tournament we have something nice moving forward.
For sure, and definitely shout out Patricia. Oh, if anyone was here the last live, Patricia, I don't know if you're in the live watching again on Facebook, Patricia, but I think you owe Paolo an apology. She told us that Paolo needed to be benched. He was too cocky. I forgot what else she said. Oh yeah, he wasn't the best player on the team. We can relax. Paolo's back to life. We don't need those takes anymore. Just throw your takes out. Paolo's back, and Paolo was himself tonight. Even though I thought he should have got to the line more tonight. He got fouled a lot of times, but he's still elite. Yes, he's very elite. Very elite.
Yeah. This is the one thing I saw from him a lot tonight, and I remember being on here a couple times before, and it was pointed out before. Man, Paolo's interior passing is so good, and it's an underrated facet of his game, especially when he's playing when defenses are playing off mark because of his ability. And again, you rarely get that from a guy that's 6'10", but he's almost like the perfect zone buster because of his ability to play inside that zone, draw the defense, and make life a little bit easier for Mark Williams. And we saw it a lot tonight. How many assists did he have tonight?
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, 9 to 1 turnover.
And I'm pretty sure about eight of those were just sucking in the defense in the middle of the zone and dishing it off the mark.
Yeah.
And if you want to, the quickest way to get teams to stop doubling you is to be able to make those passes out of that type of defense. The zone, you're not going to see doubles in the zone, but you're still packed in the middle of the lane. If we can play Paolo at that free throw line like that, and then he gets those kinds of assists from the middle of the court, that's unstoppable. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
There's NBA teams that can't guard that.
100%. I see someone on Twitter. I just lost it. I had it. Well, someone on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, Jamal big numbers. Q's matches up terribly, and they're just not good." I agree, and that's why I said coming into this game we can't lose the Q's, and we should blow them out. I also said Paolo should score 25. I think he scored 21 tonight. But these are the games you can't just say, "Oh, we can't get in that mode like, oh, we beat a team by 25, and we were supposed to beat them by 25." Like we've seen Duke struggle against these teams home.
Right.
30K were in the stands tonight. 30K. That's not a normal environment. Duke took it to them wire to wire. Like we can't just start discrediting them because of the opponent, because we've seen them struggle against probably even worse teams.
Right. But even if they would have had a few 15-point wins, during the ACC stretch, I think we would have took this win. It's like, oh, okay, all right. They won by 25. It is what it is. But the fact that they won by 25 tonight and how they won, we kind of value it just a little bit more. Because again, we haven't seen this from them, and we needed to see this from them during that ACC stretch.
Absolutely. And once again, in a neutral court type of environment, this team shines. A lot of teams that we're going to see in the tournament, because of COVID and everything else, the way the tournament was spaced out last year, not a lot of fans in the building. There's a lot of teams that we're going to see that aren't used to playing those neutral court games with the big crowds like this Duke team is. I remember hearing Robbie Hummel talk about when Duke played Purdue in the ACC Big Ten Challenge year. We won in 09-10. He was saying that was the biggest crowd they had ever seen at Purdue, and they didn't know how to handle it. Like you're going to see a lot of teams this year who have that same type of feeling on those neutral courts.
They but didn't Syracuse just hit the biggest attendance This
Yeah,
They say that they say it every year. Every year they keep adding
Yeah.
seeds.
it's the Duke factor. This is not a good Syracuse team,
Yeah.
but look, this is what happens when you've got a marquee name like Duke coming into.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. And I mean, a lot of people, you know, kind of saying this the kind of narratives we would get when Wendell, obviously, I think he had, am I showing the stats on the screen? I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
he
it
had
right there.
5 points. Keels had 4 points. But this is exactly what I was saying. Like a lot of these games, they'll have these games during the year. But when you have the production from Paolo and Mark and AJ, you don't need Wendell. You don't even Roach had a really good game today. You don't need All-American Wendell. We don't need Kentucky Trevor Keels because we're gonna have enough production from at least 3 of these guys that I think it will be enough for us to win games. So I think we're just I still think we haven't hit our tonight was a nice glimpse. Oh, Ryan's here. Put it on your camera, bro. Tonight was a nice glimpse, but I think there's still a level that this team can get to.
Absolutely.
With everybody clicking.
Absolutely.
And I think Mark, Paulo, and AJ are our true. They're our true big three. That's our first 3 options on offense. I think Trevor and Wendell not scoring the way they did, but still affecting the game the way they did, just shows how good. Number one, how good of players they are, and number two, anything you get out of them is going to be gravy because our top 3 players, Mark, AJ, and Paulo, are they're going to score on whoever they want to score on. But now you have those 2 that you got to worry about too. Like the doubles with Paulo are going to have to stop because everybody else is going to have. They're going to prove that.
100%. Ryan, you got your mic, bro. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my car, so it's like super. I mean, I could turn a light on, but I don't know if it's worth it to have my camera on.
I don't think people want to see your face anyway. But keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, I guess my thoughts for the game was like you kind of said earlier, Zion, on Twitter. It's just nice of them to come out and do what they're supposed to do for I feel like once since the last the game against UNC. The fact that we had 3 guys step up and score 20 points was pretty incredible. I can get the gas maybe. So I think going into Pittsburgh and into UNC next week, the biggest things that I'm looking for is consistency and just seeing if at least 3, maybe 2 or 3 out of those 4 guys can consistently do what they're doing. So, that's really my thoughts. But like I said on Twitter, going into playing Syracuse, you kind of always got to take everything with a grain of salt because
I'm not taking it with a grain of salt, bro. I'm not doing that. I am not taking it with a grain of salt.
I'm not saying take it with a grain of salt completely. I'm just saying like it's a little bit different when it's against the zone is all.
100%. But
the one thing that they're showing also is there's really no blueprint to how this team wins. And when I say that, I mean it's they're not approaching a game as if, man, we got to have a big game from Paolo in order to get a dub. Like they've shown against Virginia, Paolo had arguably his worst game of the season. He was definitely off that night, but it was Keels and Roach that made the big plays late along with AJ to get a win there. Of course, tonight, the marquee names they took over. So it's not that's another thing that I'm seeing from them that I love that they're showing at this point in the season, whereas there's not a game or setting where you go into it and you say, man, we got to have a big night from Paolo in order to win. They don't. So
I mean, let's go to the second half of that Gonzaga game where he had 1 point, barely played because of the cramps. I mean, that's the number 1 team in the nation, and for the second half of that game, it was 39-39. If you look at the breakdown for the half, and it's like we played toe to toe with the best team in the nation, quote unquote, without Paulo essentially. So and without AJ, if we're really really talking about it. So I'd be scared if I was anybody else in the country right now, for real. I got confidence in this team, man. I got confidence in this team I haven't had in a while.
100%. And I mean, we got obviously 2 games left in the season. I think ACC is pretty much. Is it wrapped up? Let me check the ACC.
I think it is.
One more game. I think we got to win one more.
Okay.
I don't think we have to win the next. We win the next one.
Okay. Yeah. We got to win one more to at least have a share of
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think if they do the tiebreaker, I think we get the tiebreaker over Notre Dame technically.
Yeah, for the 1 seed in the tournament, we'll get the tie. So I mean, pretty much on Monday, we could pretty much clinch ACC.
Yeah.
For the regular season. Obviously, we know the real championship is still the tournament,
Right.
but
Let's
we
send
will take
Coach
the
K
regular
out.
season this year.
Yeah, let's send Coach K out with a regular season title. Why not?
Yeah.
I love that idea. Absolutely. But yeah, so this is I kind of I need to see this again, not knocking down 15 threes, but I need to see this against Pitt as well. Like I need to see you take an opponent, an inferior opponent that you're better than, and cut the lights out early. I need to see that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do feel like it's going to be a different game Monday. I think because Pitt is a little bit more athletic, a little bit more physical than Syracuse is right now. But I do expect another blowout. I mean,
yeah. And Cable's going to come with a little bit of his own too. He plays that 1-3-1 a little bit. He likes to play that 1-2-2. So we'll see a little bit of that type of stuff too.
Oh, it's Tuesday or Monday?
I thought it was
the Pitt game Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's at this point, you can't suffer. We can't suffer any losses. I thought if we were going to lose one more game, it would be somewhat acceptable tonight because you're playing in front of 30,000. So maybe Syracuse gives you the best game. But at this rate, you got to win out. You got to win out because we definitely not losing Saturday. We cannot lose Saturday.
Ain't no way in hell. We're not. Nah, I'm not accepting that. I don't care.
I'm gonna be at the game, so we better not lose that game.
I'm not accepting that.
Oh man! Oh, you're gonna be at the Duke UNC
game? Last game. Yeah.
Oh man, big time. That's big time right there.
Yeah.
How is it that defenses are still losing sight of AJ Griffin?
I mean, like what? Like that's got to be a part of the scouting report, right? You got somebody who shoots almost 60% from three last month.
Come on, man. Like I don't.
Yeah.
The nice thing is though, don't you have to choose between AJ and Keels, and even Dell, who gets the better perimeter defender?
Right.
Like, I mean, you're kind of in trouble if you only have one decent perimeter defender.
Right.
And that's the beauty of this team. That's the beauty of this team.
The guy that's knocking down. The guy that's knocking down 50% from on the arc. I mean, like I can't. How do you lose sight of him? And good on him tonight to find those soft spots in the zone and get comfortable and get his shots up. AJ is a confident shooter, man, and I love it.
Oh yeah,
and you can tell when he has that look when he wants to take over and he wants to knock down shots and he wants to put his imprint on the game, man. And I say let him do it.
Yeah, sure. And it's such an improvement too from the beginning of the season when he would come in against teams that played zone, like he would look lost. And now for him to be, like you said, finding spots, it's like, man, this dude, the improvement he's made all season. Just
played 11 minutes. He played 11 minutes against Kentucky. Had one shot.
Who, AJ Griffin?
Yeah. 11 minutes. Had one shot.
And what
has there been a player?
He played 5 minutes against Gonzaga or something like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, just where he's come from, man. It's incredible.
What did you say, Ryan?
I was going to ask if there's been any Duke player that's had a turnaround from the start to the end of the season like he has.
Ooh. I can't think of one. We've seen it plenty of the opposite direction where somebody started out hot and then ended the season slow, but I haven't seen somebody who started like him and then finished at the level he's finishing at.
I'll be honest, I thought Harry Giles was going to be that way, but he never really hit that stride.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was gonna say. Harry Giles. Yeah. It should have been.
That's the closest comparison.
It should have been Harry. Yeah.
Comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a one season. I'm gonna date myself with this, but there was one season where Ricky Price started out like horrible, and then kind of finished the year as a good player, but not to this level, not to what AJ's doing.
Yeah. I mean, you're at a point right now where he's going. Like I said, where he went from one shot against Kentucky to now. Like you got to draw up plays. You have to draw up plays for him.
He's the number 2 option. He's the number 2 option.
This is a good question. How we feel possible about a path to the number 1 seed? So I mean, who lost today? The Auburn lose too?
Yeah.
Auburn.
I mean, I feel like Auburn's locked the 1 seed regardless. So
they'll get a 1 seed.
Kentucky lost today. Texas Tech lost today. Who else? I feel like
Kansas
somebody
is about
else.
to blow out Baylor today. So
Our path
Kansas.
to a 1 seed is still like impossible though, because
It's a lot.
we would have to win out, which is obviously possible, but like Gonzaga, Auburn, and probably Kansas are almost locks to be 1 seeds.
Why,
And then
why are you so high
Arizona
on
and not
Kansas?
Kansas. Arizona's a lock. Gonzaga's a lock. Auburn's probably a lock. Kansas is probably the only one that might not be a lock, but I think they still have a better resume and play harder teams down the stretch that would improve their resume.
Yeah, but I mean, if Kansas definitely wins tonight, I think there's no chance we can catch them. But
Yeah.
I do think that blemish on Kansas, that Kentucky game is a blemish because I know Kentucky's a really good team, but they were lost by like 30 at home, and we beat Kentucky. We have Kentucky that we beat on a resume. So I think there's a chance to overtake a team like Kansas. Gonzaga's no chance. Auburn pretty much no chance. I think there's a chance. I don't know. Arizona, we have to see how it plays out.
It's an outside chance to me. It's an outside chance to get the fourth.
Yeah, and like part of me thinks as a Duke fan, like a 30-4 Duke team going into the tournament and you're a 2 seed, like that doesn't even make any sense. So like part of me thinks there's still like if we win out and win the ACC tournament, there's a good chance we could get a 1 seed. But just the resume with the ACC being down just isn't there like it normally would be. So
you guys think the committee might show a little small bit of favoritism with that 30-4 ACC?
I mean, they might.
ACC regular season, ACC tournament champs with Coach K going into his final year. The committee might say, "Hey,
I think there's a chance just because we got to factor in we beat Gonzaga, and we beat Kentucky. Like those are
right.
Yeah, like I feel like nobody really has that.
Yeah, it can't just be like number of quad 1 wins and stuff. That's not. It won't be based solely on that. But yeah, the fact that we beat those 2 teams the way we did, and the type of team that we have, I think it's possible. Like the SEC tournament is going to be tough because if Auburn loses in like the second or third round in that tournament, that's going to knock them down a little bit because they kind of stumble towards the end of the season. So I still think they're a lock like you guys, but it's going to be tough. And Kansas too.
Are they still a lock if they don't win the SEC tournament?
Lock is going to be a discussion. I don't know if you can say lock, but it'll be a discussion.
If they lose in the championship, I think they're good.
What if they get tripped up before the championship? Are they still a lock?
I think they have South Carolina left, and they have who else is left for them?
I'm talking about before the tournament championship. Like I can't sit here. I mean, I know that they're the favorite going into it, but SEC tournament is probably going to be. I mean, it's going to be tough. Like there's a number of teams that can trip them up between now and then.
And they got Mississippi State left and in South Carolina. I don't know that either one of those teams can beat them, but Auburn has been stumbling down the stretch. They played, even though they won a couple games, lost a couple games, they haven't played well. So they still have some things to work out themselves.
Right.
Jabari Smith just hit his freshman wall, kind of like Paulo. So is he going to get out of it?
But he doesn't get the publicity, because he don't got Duke across his chest. That's another thing. Another question: OZ Robinson, teams we wouldn't want to play in the second round.
Second round. I'm not afraid of anybody with this team.
That's true.
I'm worried about a team that's gonna like try to play that UVA Ohio State kind of ball where they're trying to beat us up and they don't care how many fouls they get. Like that's tough for us because of how we play.
Limiting possessions.
A team that has
someone said Virginia.
A team that has a
Virginia can be the tournament.
Honestly, one team that can start any team that has a front court that can step out and knock down jumpers. That is a team.
Are you worried about that?
If you look, those are the games that they've struggled on this year because those are the contests where you're pulling Mark and Paolo away from the bucket. Mm-hmm. That's how Miami beat them.
Yeah,
their ability to have those bigs, those front court that can pull them out from the glass and make those wide open lanes for those guys like Charlie Moore and Zay Wong, like those. That's how teams were able to. Florida State played that way as well. Florida State was like that. Those type of teams concern me. If you
That's
can
true.
if you can somehow, some way just draw Mark Williams and Paolo out of the paint and be able to get your backdoor cuts and have easier lanes to the basket, then yeah, you can stay with Duke.
Someone did say Murray State. A lot of Murray State
Nah,
mentions past couple lives.
nah,
I'm
nah,
not really
Moran
sure.
ain't there, man.
Is Josh suiting up?
Like, nah, right. Like right now, Ja would have to shoot up because I've seen that team play a couple times. They had a bad loss. They had a bad loss in their conference to somebody earlier this season. It's like, and people saw him beat Belmont by like 30, but Belmont's not good. Like, I'm not worried about Murray State.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about any of those small teams with this Duke team. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, the only team I'm not worried about any team, but I feel like a team that probably could keep in its early in terms of like a first round matchup is just a team that shoots the ball really well. And
Yeah.
like I just see, although like we've been a pretty good team at defending the three. I don't know where we rank in the country. I think we're pretty up there, but it's just that's the tournament. When a team gets hot from three, it becomes dangerous for everybody. So I don't know. I like where we're treading right now. I think what is this, 6 in a row, 7 in a row, 6 in a row?
I think it's 6.
I think so.
It's
Yeah,
6.
I think we'll be. I think
Corey
I think we'll be
Alexander.
picking-
Corey
What do you
Alexander.
say?
He brought the point up. He said that they were 4 points away from being on a 20-game win streak right now.
That is yeah.
There's nothing to scratch at.
From being on a 20-game win streak right now.
Yeah.
Essentially. I mean, 4 losses with 9 points combined, and I'm not expecting one from Pitt. I'm definitely not expecting one from UNC.
Nah.
Although I do think that UNC game will be closer. It will be closer.
I think so too.
And not even just because we stink at home for some reason, but I think they're gonna play with a little bit more pride, and that first one is gonna kind of up the stakes a little bit for the UNC.
And the pressure.
I don't think you're wrong, but I also I don't think they're good enough to keep it that close. If I'm being honest, I think the talent level is so on two different levels that there's not really much of a chance they can even keep it that close for 40 minutes at least, maybe for the first half.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree, but we've probably seen lesser talented teams compete at Cameron this year than that UNC team.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm with Ryan. Like, it's just, I look at this UNC team, and this team is JV to me compared to teams that they've had in the past. I mean, they've had much better teams in recent years, it's just this team is so dependent on Baycott. Yeah. Like, they have to have, like, Baycott has to have. I mean, you saw it yourself.
Player of the year,
huh?
Player of the year, according to
again.
I saw that.
I saw that.
But you're not wrong.
I wanted Paulo saw that before the game too.
Another thing with this Duke team too, and I don't think it gets said enough, the amount of pressure this team is under. There's no team in the history of the NCAA who's had to replace someone the status of Coach K in the social media era and everything else. You know what I mean? Like, this is a big deal for them. Like, the last game of the season at Cameron, every game they play from here on out is big time for them, because every game could be his last game, and that's
100%.
That's tough. Like that, I can't imagine the amount. Like, I hope they're doing the right things behind the scenes to just keep them mentally like, don't worry about this, because I couldn't imagine that pressure personally. I couldn't imagine that pressure to have to be the team. Like, man, we're the team that we let Coach K's last loss. Like, damn.
Yeah. Hey, just don't lose. Obviously, don't lose at all, but don't lose early. Yo, if you lose in the first round with Coach K's team, oh my! I don't even want to think about it. Now, let me just
don't even put that in the world.
Anyway, can we knock out USC with out of the tournament with a win next Saturday? I think so, but I think it's getting very weird with UNC because they really are blowing out every single team that's not good. It's like they're really bad against good teams, but they're really, really good against bad teams. I mean, they smoked NC State tonight on the road. So I think the committee I don't know. You guys think different, but I think the committee is going to play favorites with UNC.
I mean, we being honest, like it's UNC, so you want UNC in your tournament, like you do. Like if we ran the table a little bit last year, maybe we made it to the ACC championship game and lost to something. Duke would have been in the tournament last year because they want Duke in the tournament.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm right there as well. Like I don't think they're going to be. I will say I don't think they last longer in the tournament. I wouldn't be surprised because they were. I guess Lenardi's projecting them as what, an 11 seed.
They were 10 seed entering today.
10 seed last time I saw it. And I mean, look, who do you want? Do you want, because in the NET right now, UNC is below Virginia Tech back to back in the NET rankings. Who do you want in the tournament, Tech or do you want UNC? What sells more tickets, right? Like nobody's coming to see Tech play basketball. I'm sorry, that's my alma mater, and nobody wants to see them play basketball. I'm telling you.
That's
all right.
I mean that pretty much sells it. I think everybody in the NCAA wants UNC to make the tournament. I'm getting pissed. I'm getting pissed because I can't reshare it a lot. I don't know. Twitter's acting up today, but I guess any final thoughts? Because I definitely promised Ryan would keep it at 30 today. Anybody else with questions in the chat, or you guys have any final thoughts on your own?
No, it's honest. Like I said to start the show, man, this is the type of game I needed to see from them, and you know this. I think you tweeted out earlier, Zion, like this is when they're clicking like this. Mm-hmm. This is how scary they can play. Mm-hmm. And you know they can put the fear in a lot of teams' hearts, man, and they're able to play like this. And we need to see this and you know stay consistent going forward. That's all we ask for, honestly.
100%. Oh, someone had a good question just now. Oh, you got our final thought, Adrian?
I was just gonna say, just to Duke fans out there, I know, you know, we get into February, we get into March. It's been a long season. Everybody gets tired. The fatigue happens. There's positive vibes with this team, man. Like you're about to see Coach K's last couple games, man. Just keep the positive vibes, man. Like surround this team with your love. Like that's what we want. That's what we need, man. Enough with the let's get rid of this guy, stop benching this guy. All that. Let's positive vibes with the squad, man. Just positive vibes. That's what I want, man.
I think this is a good question before I head out. If Duke makes the Elite Eight, do you think they go on to win it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think if we get that far, I think at that point, these guys show up when the lights are bright.
When the lights are bright, when the stage is bigger,
that's when they're at their best.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
this team gets to the Elite Eight a lot because where they may stumble is somewhere like the Sweet 16 or around the 32, like somebody asked, where you got a team doing extreme stuff in the tournament that they wouldn't normally do, that doesn't show up on tape, putting Taco in the middle of the lane and stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff like that really stops you from what you're doing. Because once you play those good teams, they're doing the stuff that they always do throughout the season. They're playing their game plan. Teams like Murray State and Belmont and Buffalo and some of those squads, they have to do extreme stuff to keep up with the better team. So we get to the Elite Eight, I think it's a wrap.
We got some Elite Eight demons we have to exercise.
Yeah.
5 first round. I mean, I hope so. I saw the ESPN article today that was kind of crapping on the guys in a way, but you know, I mean, 5 would be nice. I think Wendell is the one slipping a little bit out the first round right now, but I mean, we'll see.
I think he'll be back.
Yeah, I think the tournament run fixes all of that. You think he'll be back at school?
Back at Duke next year?
I think so. He's 20 years old. I think that's the biggest factor.
He's gone.
You think he's gone?
He's gone.
Right.
I don't think he could gain anything by coming back, just because next year too you have Derek coming in, and then you also have Mark Mitchell, who's going to kind of fluctuate between the 3 and the 4.
Right.
I think he's played his best basketball, even though he's been inconsistent. I think he's played well enough to, and the fact that he's still 20, so like you still have that. Oh, he's a developmental player. Even if we, you know.
If I had to put money on it, though, I think AJ would be the one that may return. But I think
you think AJ? No.
What?
No.
AJ is gone. He is gone. Like, don't even put money on. Just put your money in your pocket. Keep it there. No, I wouldn't even let you make that bet, bro, because he is gone. Okay. He was at number 5 last mock draft. Like he would leave. He would probably leave if he was like at 28, but he was at number 5.
So we're certain that all 5 are leaving.
I'm pretty confident that all 5 will dip. I think Wendell is probably the one that has the best chance of coming back. But I think everyone's pretty much in a good spot NBA wise, visually. But yeah, AJ. Oh, Russ is in the comments. He said, "Yeah, AJ will not return." Yeah, no chance. No chance for AJ. I'll put a 15% chance on Wendell. I think the only guy you guys should be worried about who returning, or 2 guys, is Roach and Jeremy.
You talking about Jalen Blake?
Huh? Oh, and obviously, yeah, Jalen Blake's too. Jalen Blake's. Jay Roach.
Yeah, Roach would be back. Yeah, I'm certain of that.
And I'm confident Roach with a 3rd year.
Yeah.
3rd year
You
might
think
be.
Joey takes his third? He thinks Joey takes his COVID year at Duke?
I don't know. Someone has told me that he might be considering it, but
right.
I don't know.
I know he doesn't like. I know he doesn't like school either. I know that part.
I personally, if I was him, I would leave because he's not going to be the starting lineup next year. Likely.
Yeah, go to California. Go to UC Santa Barbara or something. Just visit California, live on the beach for a year.
And he might have competition next year shooting the ball wise because
Yeah.
No pun intended, can shoot the lights out. So we'll see. But hey, we can't talk about next year. We got this year. One more week left. One more week.
Yeah, we got a title to win. So
yeah. Oh yeah, next live we got a special live. I'm gonna ruin it. I won't ruin the surprise. But Twitter better not. Twitter was acting up today, so I hope it's fixed by then. But next live, yeah, Mel is hinting at something. So tune in on Tuesday. We definitely appreciate y'all joining us. Appreciate my guy Adrian, my guy Eric joining us, and Ryan in the car.
I'm glad I got on, man.
Hey man, I had to get you on, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, please come prepared next time with a camera.
Hey, I'll do my best, man. I even got a screaming kid in the car too, so I'm trying to make it all work.
shout out my guy Cameron. I hope he can hear me, my boy Cameron.
He's been saying hi the whole time.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next week, last week of the season, regular season.
Yep.